Marjorie Taylor Greene, the QAnon congresswoman, recently paired up with a bunch of other far-right congresspeople to create something called an America First Caucus. Yes, the America First, which is supposed to be based on uniquely Anglo-Saxon political traditions. That's very interesting. What does that even mean? All right, well, we'll get into it here. But first, how do we find out about this? Well, Punchbowl News obtained a flyer that promoted the new caucus and was confirmed by her office on Friday. So pay attention to the timing of this, because first, it starts out, yeah, we got this flyer, and then, and then the story changes. um, Now the flyer, what this does is, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, pushes a bunch of nonsense conspiracy theories. One of them is about election fraud, election integrity, and then, more importantly, more troublesome, is the idea that they are pushing this great replacement theory. That's what it is, and saying that mass immigration poses a threat to, quote, the long-term existential future of America as a unique country with a unique culture and unique identity. So this is definitely pandering to the far, far, far right. Um, for me, the whole idea of like the replacement stuff is absolutely ridiculous. But even saying that, I can't believe immigrants are going to go and destroy our unique culture. Imagine being so stupid, so historically inept, so ignorant of American history to believe that our unique culture could be ended by immigration. Our culture is actually a result of immigration. I don't know if you know that. America's always been at its best when we've taken good ideas from other places and implement them here and integrate them into our own. That's kind of what we've done. We've taken things from all over the world, and actually we should take other things from all over the world and integrate it into our own country. For example, universal healthcare. That'd be a fantastic idea to take from another country, or pretty much every other industrialized country in the world. Take universal healthcare and actually make sure that every man, woman, and child has healthcare guaranteed. That'd be a great idea. But of course, you can see that no, since that is a foreign idea, apparently a foreign idea, we're never going to do it here as long as these people are in charge. And so, the right wingers and the lobbyists and the pharmaceutical companies and the big donors that pay them. So now, that said, as far as our unique culture, again, we like to choose the best ideas and kind of roll with them and allow everyone to be themselves, to work together for common cause. That's kind of what this country is supposed to be about. That truly does make America great, having all these different points of views. But with nativists like this, who aren't even native, they really prevent our country from taking the best ideas from other places and bringing them together and picking and choosing the best out of the rest of the world to make our country a more perfect union. Again, nativist people who are not native, they're not indigenous. They have the gall to sit and talk about illegal immigration. Bitch, we live on stolen land. Okay, simple as that. We live on stolen land that has come to be home for people with, from all over the world, freely exchanging ideas, cultures, food, religion, etc. We have an incredibly long history of immigration, but to go along with that, of course, we also have an incredibly long history of racism and nativist sentiment. Marjorie Taylor Greene is the longest, and Donald Trump and the rest of the Republican Party that agrees with this stuff on the far right. They're just another in a long line of people who have been using the same kind of rhetoric for centuries, basically. Now, a spokesperson for Green, Nick Dyer, was not happy about this, okay, about the draft being leaked out to the press, but did confirm to CNN in a statement that plans were in the works to form this America First caucus, which would be announced to the public very soon. Other people that were reportedly joining this so-called caucus was Representative Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz. Yeah. Now, he tweeted this out. I'm proud to join Marjorie Taylor Greene in the America First Caucus. We will end war, stop illegal immigration, and promote fair trade that is fair to American workers. The Republican Party actually stands for none of those things, so good luck with that. And look, good luck with stopping illegal immigration. Walls don't work. If somebody wants to get in to this country, they're going to find a way. And I actually don't see a problem with that. Honestly, most people who come here just want a good job. They want a good chance at living. They want to get away from massive poverty. They want to start over someplace where they're not persecuted. And so I'm totally fine with that. I don't see a problem with that. Not at all. Now, if you want to solve the problem of, that might come along with, for example, employers pushing down wages because now you have immigrants that might be willing to work for less than Americans, well, it would make sense that you make these people legal in some capacity and then institute a living wage. Now, it's not going to catch all the employers that want to exploit this migrant labor, but it might help. It might make a dent and reduce instances of that happening. Again, there's always going to be people that pay other people under the table. But as far as that concerned, you're not going to have that race to the bottom as long as you have those wages and make sure that these people have some sort of legal standing so they can report employers that exploit them. Things like that. Maybe find a way to increase it. Because then, again, right now, you have a lot of immigrants that are actually doing jobs that Americans don't really want to do. Even jobs, that were offered to Americans at $15 an hour that normally migrant labor does, Americans don't want to do because it is difficult, backbreaking work. So they don't want to do that. Now, that said, this isn't about any of that. This isn't about the actual pros and cons of immigration from Central and South America or Mexico. What this has to do with is, of course, racism. That said, other representatives that were involved, Republicans specifically, Paul Gosar of Arizona, who had his entire family come out and say, please don't elect this guy, he's insane. Louis Gohmert, one of the dumbest congressmen alive, and Representative Barry Moore of Alabama, whom Punchbowl News reported to be involved in the caucus as well. Now, a spokesperson for Moore did tell CNN in a statement, quote, Congressman Moore wholeheartedly supports President Trump's America First agenda and policies that prioritize hardworking Americans. Actually, the policies for Trump actually prioritize multinational corporations, but, whatever. Apparently, they're Americans because corporations are people, my friend, according to Mitt Romney. And that's the Republican position because they tend to give corporations trying to give corporations more rights than they do regular human beings. That is until recently when corporations started getting quote unquote woke. And then now they're not too happy with them. No, you should restrict yourself to only giving us money. All right. There you go. Now Moore also said that he will not agree to join any caucus until he's had an opportunity to research their platform, which he has not had the chance to do so with the America First Caucus and therefore has not joined. Okay, interesting. Matt Gaetz also responded later on to the news reports by saying, this is just a hit piece from the America Last crowd of big media, big tech, and big government. I love how they could those are like now buzzwords now. That's all they are. Big tech, big media. What's big media? Is it based on money? Is it based on size? Is it based on how many people they reach? Well, if you look at all those metrics, guess who'd be considered big media? Fox News. They're like the biggest cable channel, the most watched cable channel in this country. How are they not considered to be quote unquote big media? How are they not lumped in with this? Oh no, we don't mean actually big media. We mean media that happens to be centrist, not right wing. And so they lump all of them in together. When in reality, of course, you've got centrist media like MSNBC, CNN, and you know, all those different channels, and you know, different news outlets and all that. And then you've got leftist media, independent media. But yeah, big tech media, big government. Again, buzzwords, they don't really mean anything. Not really. But again, very subjective. But here's what the caucus is about. Okay. This caucus is about trying to spread these insane conspiracy theories. As I mentioned before, the Great Replacement. Okay. That's what it is. In fact, here's Republican Representative Scott Perry of Pennsylvania. He recently went mask off. Here's what he said. For many Americans, what seems to be happening, or what they believe right now is happening, is what appears to them is we're replacing national-born Americans, native-born Americans, to permanently transform the political landscape of this very nation. So he had to couch it in a lot of qualifiers, but what he's essentially said is they're bringing in immigrants to replace us, i.e. they're bringing in brown people from other countries, Central America, to replace us white people. That is the Great Replacement theory. That is incredibly racist. That is a conspiracy theory that has bubbled up from the alt-right and from the far right. This is Nazi stuff. This is neo-Nazi rhetoric. That's what this is. All right. And so this guy's a racist piece of crap. And he's absolutely wrong, by the way. America has always been shaped by immigrants, and we're all the descendants of immigrants, unless you're indigenous, and you know, unless your family is indigenous, we're all immigrants. But the replacement theory, again, is all sorts of BS. But people like that congressman kind of make me wish it were true. I would rather these a-holes in Congress that are spreading all sorts of hatred and vitriol racism, I would rather them be replaced by migrant families. Hell yeah! I'll take a hardworking Guatemalan family over dipshit Louis Gohmert any day, honestly. But that said, once this came out, and once there was so much backlash, this entire thing fell apart. It's true. And of course, after this got criticized and has fallen apart, you can guarantee that they're going to talk about this in the relation to cancel culture, because that's what they do. All right. That's what's going to happen here. Okay. That said, Marjorie Taylor Greene spokesman Nick Dyer then on Saturday said in an email to CNN, Greene does not approve of the language and is not launching anything. On Friday, he said, oh yeah, we're going to launch something very soon. The America First. And then later on said, after the backlash, no, I don't approve. Nope, nothing. Fake news. And look, it's not just backlash from liberals, from progressives, that has caused the, backpedaling from Marjorie Taylor Greene, but also the entire Republican Party almost. In fact, here's Kevin McCarthy, your House Minority Leader. So very high up Republican here. Here's what he tweeted on Friday when the news broke. The Republican Party is the party of Lincoln and the party of more opportunity for all Americans, not nativist dog whistles. Kevin, have you talked to your base at all? I mean, probably not, because, Republicans don't really give a damn about their base, but it is kind of what it's about. When you drill down into what is actually holding the Republican Party together, a lot of it's racism. And that's it. Peddled by the elite to blame powerless immigrants for the failures of essentially global capitalism. A working class that is fighting each other for scraps is not going to fight against the people that are actually taking all the wealth. Sorry. Turns out the donor class, the extremely wealthy in this country, they like that the racists and xenophobes are out there. They're all spreading this disinformation because it keeps us fighting, keeps us all blaming each other instead of fighting for the rights of the global working class. Now, the thing is, though, that now you can't exactly like them openly, okay? So the Republican Party is, of course, going to say, oh, no, we don't align with those. We're not aligned with those people whatsoever. What are you talking about? No, of course not. But, of course, the mask will slip, and it slips very, very often when it comes to Republicans, not just in what they say and the things that they accidentally admit, but also in the policies that they espouse. Which is why, again, you have McCarthy and Liz Cheney. Remember the horribleness that is Liz Cheney? Her father, of course, responsible for the destruction that was Iraq. Here's what she said. Republicans believe in equal opportunity, freedom, and justice for all. We teach our children the values of tolerance, decency, and moral courage. No, you don't. No. Nope. You do not. But she continued by saying, racism, nativism, and anti-Semitism are evil. History teaches us we all have an obligation to confront and reject such malicious hate. And we do, and she's right about that. The only thing is that instead of doing that, a lot of the Republican base embraces it anyway. And so that's a problem, okay? The party, they do embrace this. The base embraces it. That's why they elected somebody like Donald Trump, who was just a mirror for that, racism and xenophobia. Now, that said, I've got one more dunk on Marjorie Taylor Greene, which is pretty good. I love it. See, the thing is, one of the criticisms was that the Anglo-Saxon political tradition isn't really a political tradition. In fact, here is University of Toronto medieval scholar Mary Rambaran Olm. So this is somebody who has went all medieval and has studied this. And she says, there is no such thing as Anglo-Saxon political traditions unless Marjorie Taylor Greene is talking about Old English charters, and she isn't. If she wants to return to those, she'll have to stop advocating for gun use. I mean swords for everybody. Broadswords. Oh, unless you're poor, because obviously, if you're poor, if you're not a lord, or if you're a serf, then you don't get weapons, unless of course it's plowshares to swords. Is that how it goes, or is it swords to plowshares? I don't know. But anyway, hey, I don't make the rules, okay? That said, I think the Republican Party would love to return to the days of feudalism. You know how it is. But one more quote here that's my favorite. From this same person, she said that the very term Anglo-Saxon that has been adopted by the far right has been used as a racist dog whistle. And she says on that is both inaccurate and, quote, generally sucks balls. I'll leave it at that. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.